Greetings, beautiful beings. Happy New Year 2020. It is a year of abundance because it's a year number 4 in counting. If you look 2020, a lot of people refer to it as a clear vision, which is really cool. We want to see the truth and we want to be able to distinguish the truth and see really clearly what is true and what is not true. Now, if you look at 2020, 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 0 equals 4. That means that this year has a vibration number 4. So number 4 means abundance. Abundance is great, and we all wish for this great and amazing abundance in our life. But abundance is two-sided energy. It has a positive charge and it has negative charge. Why? Because we live in the world of duality. Everything here on the earth is split at least 2 particles: creative, destructive, positive, negative. It is not to torture us or to make our life miserable. It's for us to suggest that we learn and that we overcome our difficulties and we grow on our soul level. And that's what we came here. We came here for the soul growth. So I was thinking, what is it that we should focus this monthly video that I'm doing? What kind of the energy we should embrace this year? What I can share with you, what I can teach you from what I have learned from Pleiadians and the lights of the universe, this collective soul group that I channel, that I'm part of. And last year, we focused on numerology, and every month we went with this energy of the number of the month, which you can look back and it applies to every single month over and over and over, as long as we are going to be here. And I was playing with the idea to going with the 13-month calendar, to Mayan calendar, but I'll be honest, as much as fascinated I am with it and I read about it, I do not know the whole concept. So that is something that I may like to learn this year. And I was sitting and meditating, and I was drawn to share with you teaching from the 2 books that I have written. The one is the Pleiadian Code 1, the Great Soul Rescue, and the second one is the following with the Pleiadian Code. It is the Pleiadian Code 2, Cosmic Love. As you know from our books, who reads my books, thank you for reading them. I share a lot of exercises, a lot of, the practice that you can do. And that's what I was guided to break this 12 months into literary lessons to cultivate our abilities, to build up our energy and to work toward our positive abundance. So that's what this year is going to be. If you guys like to follow me and grow with me and practice with me, then every month look toward that special video that I will share with you. And of course, I practice what I'm teaching, so we all should have a pretty good year. Of course, there are ups and downs in every year or in everyone's life. But once you're doing your job, it gets only better and better and better. So I see 2020 as a year of doing. Now also we step into this whole new decade, and I'm quite convinced from the channeling and the information energy that I'm receiving and what I hear from the others as well. We are stepping into this decade that there's going to be so many changes on energy level, on the physical level, that we have not witnessed in our lives and probably in several hundred, if not thousands of years. All the energy rules are changing. Earth is slowly but surely coming out of this quarantine that the Mayans wrote about. Or that, there's quite a few channeling about, or it's mentioned several times in our ancient history that after sometime in the time of the collapse of the Atlantis, we went to this great quarantine. I wrote about it in the Pleiadian Code 1 that we were totally separated with the communication and extraterrestrial visits back and forth. I didn't call it a quarantine because I was not really familiar with that kind of the scenario, but to think about it was exactly that, just written or explained in a little bit different words. We all who channel share the messages or have a memories and the soul memories, because part of all our channeling is just the connecting to our soul memories, and our higher selves help us to recover the soul memories so we can share it with one another. And the way how we explained it may sound a little different. We may use a little different words for it, but generally, if you listen, to different people, they mean quite the same thing. And with that, I'll talk about the connection between the mind, body, and spirit. So again, I want you to keep in mind that one word has many meanings, and when you are native English speaker, you may be very convinced that there should be a different word for this kind of the explanation. When you are a multi-language speaker, then you may not really connect with that word, but you like another word. Now think about it. We have so many different words in the different languages, yet they mean the same thing. But they are also a way to separate us, because I may call this one way and you can call this other way, and somebody else calls this other way. Then we translate it and it's a whole big mess. And we start arguing that this is not what I think and this is not what I thought that it would be. So let's put it aside. Let's kind of surrender and let's open our minds and our hearts to communicate better, to connect better in this 2020, so we all can harvest the positive abundance. And in my mind is the positive abundance of this great spiritual growth, but also a physical growth. I think it's a time that we embrace the body that we are and work with the all trinity of energy we have in this 3D world. It doesn't matter what kind of the vibration you're going to hold. Where did you come from? If you are from Pleiadian, Lyra, Orion, or totally different galaxy that never experienced this galaxy, and suddenly you are born here and very confused and angry and frustrated, let's go back to the beginning and realize, okay, we are in this body. This body is the vessel for this lifetime, and I have to learn how to work with it. It happened that this body is a human body. It has a great amount of the animal DNA, and it's time to understand it and start merging, incorporating, harmonizing the cosmic energies and the animal, human, earth energies in this body. So in the Pleiadian Code 1, I have written the chapter that I call the God is a triangle and so are you. What I meant there is to look at a triangle, the basic triangle that the Pythagoras was teaching about. A square plus b squares equal the c squares. Now I was guided to, exchange this numerical value with the energy value, with the emotional value, where will be the soul, a square, plus ego, b square, equals the body, c square. Everybody's familiar with this saying, mind plus body and the spirit, all beautiful trinity together. Now, I'm going to make a little step back here. We do have so much of knowledge. We read gazillion books, we listen gazillion of the videos. We are like sponges. We have this knowledge that we're sponging in. Sometimes it's overwhelming, sometimes it even gives you anxiety, like, oh, what I'm going to do. What I want to do with you this year, and what I do with myself, with my students, with the people I work with, we simplified it. And we practice the knowledge. We become spiritual doers. And that's what helps you to improve your life, at least. That is my hope and wish for all of you, for myself included. The soul is the spirit. The ego is the mind, and the body is the body. So the spirit gets right downloaded into your body when you are born, and it goes out after you die. With your first breath, it walks in. After you die, with your last breath, it walks out. So we're gonna call this spirit soul, because I like that word, and the Pleiadians like that word. At least that's how I channel. We're going to call the ego the mind. The ego, which gives us a lot of hard time in the life, is connected to a brilliant mind, and it's connected to the great universal mind out there, to the great universal mind. It's connected to the most intelligent energy out there, but it doesn't want you to know it, because first you have to overcome the animal human malfunctions, desires, lower kind of the vibration that this world offers to us to learn from. So the ego is the mind and the body is the body. So that would create a trinity. What would be the square part? So the soul has two energies that needs to be balanced. It has a soul wound. It went through so many lifetimes that it creates a trauma. The soul has soul PTSD, post-traumatic syndrome disorders. When you were killed for your great abilities, when you were killed in some battle, when you have done wrong things to people because you were not really conscious, when this and that happened, when Atlantis got destroyed, it has a lot of soul wounds, and the soul needs a healing so it can do better in the future, so it can find a way how to heal everything what happened on the earth and go back home, whatever your home is. So if your soul shows you it once and you allow for the healing, or you apply the healing, it will work together and will actually bring the fullness or the wholeness to the soul. Ego energy, which would be the mind, split between the two energy that needs to be balanced. It is the bully or the victim. Now, for months, I was looking for finding the right words that would really like go and you get it, or we all get it. And the victim and the bully, I end up with them, because when you grow up, when your personality is shaping up, depending on the family you grow up with, depending on their life circumstances, you are either one or the other, and then you can fluctuate between two of them. You become withdrawn and scared, and you become more shy, and you step out in the victim kind of the personality. Or you said, very early in your life, it happened between the age to 7 to 14, when you are in the ego years, when you says, this is not happening to me, nobody will ever mess up with me, and you put on, imagine this spiky kind of the code, and it says, you come close to me and you're gonna get it. And that kind of the personality goes with you for life. Now, of course, they can going back and forth, and they, you can be either this or that, but usually one of them is very dominant. When you learn to neutralize your ego, be in the very neutral energy, so you are not really emotionally affected by what is happening, there's a way to do it. You harmonize your ego. Now your soul or your body will actually be a pretty cool body, and it doesn't have to give you sickness. It doesn't have to torture you with all kind of the emotion. It doesn't have to have depression and whatever you're gonna name. Now think about it. Your soul comes from this divine oneness of the God. Your soul travel through many extraterrestrial planets, possibly out of this galaxy and the universe as well. But we try to remember what happened here in the proximity of the earth. Your ego connected to the mind is a little fraction of your energy that you embody inside of the earth. And when you accepted your animal DNA sometime way back in the Atlantis, and it developed this self-protective mechanism. So it has this human self-protective mechanism, because eventually we all started to coming into the human body. We thought it was a great idea, right? Yeah, let's take it as a really good idea yet. Laughing here about that. Anyway, that is your human aspect. It's like the two downloads that you have. Now let's look at it in this trinity in the different kind of the way. When the baby is created, when the sperm and the egg come together, the first organ that is created is your heart. Is that, developing is the heart. That's the seat for your soul and your fourth chakra. The second organ that is developed is, according Pleiadians, gallbladder. According to modern medicine, which I did research, is the liver. So liver and gallbladder sits kind of together. So let's take them together. It's not a big deal. So they come there. So the ego brings its download, its human earth life download. Soul brings its download with all this drama. Oh my God, what you have done to me here in this life. And it downloads it together into a nervous system, because your nervous system is a third organ that we develop, that we grow, which is the spine. So somewhere here, we have a heart, we have a gallbladder, liver, joints here, spine grows, and the nervous system is like the greatest part of your computer you download your program to. And depending on your program, what you bring with you in every single lifetime, it adjusts this body to this great program that you have, which corresponds with two main things: protection. That's the ego. That's the ego's job. Ego's job is to protect you by any means. Soul has a mission to help to humanity, to do something here that is what is a better place, that we don't self-destruct ourselves, and help us to heal so we can go back home, so we can be equal planetary beings, multiplanetary, extraterrestrial beings. And we don't have to just here to wait for the great disclosure. We can suddenly realize, like, it's us. We are the aliens walking in this human body. We just forgot about it. So these two programs fight literally for the dominance. You have a plus, you have a minus, right? Each of them, of feminine and the masculine. Again, it is not to point out that there are, one is good and one is bad. It is that there's this a charge, differences, and differences do attract each other, don't they? It's like a twin flame kind of the energy. And because I'm a woman, I see the soul as this feminine kind of the divine energy, and the ego as this male aspect of the energy. I'm very sure that there will be a different opposite kind of the explanation of it. I don't think it really matters who is right or who is not right. What matters is that we are working with these two energies, feminine and masculine, that needs to learn to harmonize and work together in your vessel, in the body. For every incarnation that you have different body. However, you have the same soul and the ego energy. So every time they try to create and recreate this possibility for the grow and possibility for going home, and of course more obstacles why you should stay here and heal and do this and that. We have many lives when we are completely in the kind of the amnesia, when we don't remember. We have our lives when we remember. When we start remembering, we literally race with time to heal as much as we can. So you are done with the cycle. You don't have to repeat it again. So with that, I want you to, be aware of these three energies, because that is something that I'm going to be talking about the whole year long. And I also teach the soul healing courses. If this is fascinating or you find it interesting, you may look at my courses and you may, learn to study a little bit in the depth. But I believe what I'm offering you here is pretty good enough for the self-healing. And I hope that you will embrace it with good heart. Now, beliefs. Belief is like a big word for this year. I actually have this beautiful candle holder that says belief. And I have it for a few years, but this year I was like, that is the word of this year: abundance and a belief. I can be abundant if I believe in myself. If I believe in impossible, I can manifest the impossible. If I would believe that this is cannot happen, and that happened and that happened, then I already created that belief. Now we are in this quantum speed of the energy. So of course your manifestation will speed up as well. So I want you to think about the old beliefs that you had, that you are still having, you might have this underlying energy. I'm not a good person because there is something from the past or the past life that I can't even remember, but I'm pretty sure I'm a bad person, or I have been arcane, or I have been on the dark side. It doesn't matter. What you need to do is just like, okay, I have been there, I have been this, or I have been that, but let's look who I am in this life. Let's look who I am today. Am I a good person and a bad person? If I genuinely believe that I'm a good person and doing everything to help others and, help myself as well, take caring of myself, loving genuinely myself, not in the wrong way, in a very very healthy self-care love, unconditional love. I'm a good person. So I'm going to look at that belief and I says, well, why do I have this belief that I'm a bad person? Or why do I have a belief that I'm a failure? Why do I have a belief that I'm not good at this and that? Why do I feel that I am not worthy? So I would like you to sit down and really journal this down. When it comes, it may not come right when you're listening to me right now, but it may come later. And then you want to write it down and you want to journal it for yourself, because you want to recognize those little moments of the self-doubt and the worries and everything that comes with it. So you can identify your wrong belief. And then you will exchange it for the good belief. So you find the opposite of it. So if I believe that I'm a bad person because something happened in the past life, I truly need to believe that I am a child of God, that I am this beautiful divine being, and that I'm loved by oneness, by God, by my Pleiadians, by my soul family. If I accept myself and love myself, they do accept and love me as well. Now, I know that there may be a little confusion. I talk about the God and write about the Pleiadians and the lights of the universe. That God, oneness, not the one guy sitting up there, but the oneness, is about the extraterrestrials, and they all striving to go there. So it's not only that we as here individuals want to go there. They all want to go there, and they all connecting with us beautiful energy. In the history, we may have called it a supreme spirit, or we may have called it the Holy Spirit. And I think there are just so many names for the same kind of the level of the energy. Maybe one day we go there because like, oh, it's just a glow of the light and we like it. And so use the word that resonates with you and turn your belief that you deserve to be in that place, that you are worthy to write that book, that you are worthy to study for that new occupation, what you would like to do, that you are worthy and good to be a good mom, a good dad, a good partner. You are worthy to have a great relationship. You are worthy to be good at what you do. Now, with your belief, you anchor that new belief. You sort of, it's a very actually mind logical way, if you think about it, connected with a feeling. So if it's the mind logical way, it is the ego way, your third chakra, right? It's actually not in the mind, it is with your ego. It is up there, that liver and the gallbladder, kind of the harmony out there. Now, according to Chinese medicine, the liver is the planner, and it also holds, all this kind of the bad emotions that likes to torture you all the time. But the gallbladder, which is really exciting, holds the energy of the choices. You have a choice on how you are going to feel about yourself and about your belief. So if the second organ, let's say, is the gallbladder that is created, which downloads your human ego inside, it also downloads your choices, which your mind doesn't want you to know. Your mind wants you to believe that you are in this kind of the, little place, narrow place, better put your horses kind of the things and just go that way. It's like, don't look anywhere else. Like the movie The Croods. Like, don't go out of the cave because it's not safe. That is the word we're gonna work with this year. Safety. Your ego, your mind needs to feel safe. And that is the first exercise I want to share with you. It goes from the Pleiadian code 1. And let me share it. I actually found it for you so I can share it on the screen here. So working with your ego, you're gonna learn to build a safe nest for your ego. I recommend you can either read it or you can listen to me, but you can and should create a physical place in your house or somewhere where you feel good. It can be on your walk in the same place where you're walking. It can be a little cushion in your closet, little pillow in the corner, or on your bed, in your bedroom. Doesn't matter where it is. But I encourage you to make it a physical place, because you're gonna work with a survival. Your ego is dominating your third and the first chakras. That's something I'm teaching in the soul healing. So it actually dominates your first, third, fifth, and the seventh chakra. But when I look on those lower chakras now, it again dominates your third and the first chakra, and safety security sits strongly within your first chakra. You can think of the both energies, the ego and the soul. It has a tentacles in all your body, and they are equally spread through your nervous system in all your body. They equally split the organs within your body, which energy it dominates, ego's energy or the soul energy. They actually are pretty good in sharing. They share fair square because they have to. There's no other way. So create this place now. Sit down in this place and keep your eyes open. Hold yourself in the present time. Now, doesn't matter if this is for a minute or 2 minutes or so much on. Do it, just very quickly. You calm your mind, you sit in your place, you breathe a little bit, just focus on your breath. And you will chant out. If it's possible to do it loud, you do it loud. If you feel funny about it, somebody can hear you, then do it with your quiet voice inside. And chant out the phrase, I am safe. I am safe. I am safe. They actually go with the musical notes E, C, D. Now, I'm not a singer, but I will here try for you. I am safe. So you do it, I am safe. It's a third chakra, first chakra, second chakra energy. But you can just let it vibrate down there. I am safe. Really imagine. You don't even have to imagine, because that statement is true at the moment. At the moment, there's no bills to pay. There's no food to cook. There's no problems. There's no issues to think about. For the few seconds, you can totally convince yourself that you are safe. Because when you are sitting at your place, on your pillow, at your safe place, you are safe. Maybe different 5 or 10 minutes from now, but at the moment, this statement is 100% true. You are safe. Now, more and more you do this, it will vibrate within your body and will really suggest to the mind that we are safe. So we don't have to freak out every time that something is happening. And if you need more tools for working with the ego, things like chapter 6 and the Pleiadian code, the Great Soul Rescue, there are quite a few tools to work with. And if you cannot buy the book, just email me and I will email them to you. This is not, I want to sell my book to you. I want to share with you. Well, I want to share with you this exercises. Of course, I want to bring the awareness about the book as well, because I love the book. Now, your second exercise will be this one. That will be for the soul. So we have an exercise for the ego, where you are going to feel safe. So you can totally reprogram your beliefs, because when you're feeling safe, your ego is much more open to new suggestions about what is it that we are gonna believe in and how really will, hold that belief inside. Now, this will be the exercise for your soul, accepting yourself. Your soul, your spirit awakens in your body and is having a fit. Is saying, oh my God, look at it. A human body? Are you kidding me up here? And I remember levitating. Don't you remember we having dreams about it all the time and moving the object and doing this amazing healing? How come you are not capable to do it when you wake up in the morning? You all had those dreams, right? It goes all about the acceptance. You no longer want to, fight it, that there's this beautiful extraterrestrial soul, part of the divine vessel of the God within this body, fighting with the ego who just says, hey, I just need to protect you. That's all what I have to do. Don't give me any more headaches. So you accept yourself so you can work together. You can have this beautiful love relationship between the soul and ego. So here is the exercise to accepting yourself. A very fun one. You wake up in the morning, you go bathroom, or anytime you go to the bathroom and you pass the mirror, you look deeply in your eyes and you say aloud or in your mind, I would encourage you to say it out loud. I am a divine being living in this human body. And if you know where you came from, let's say, I am a Pleiadian being living in this human body. Like really own it. Look at your eyes. Your eyes are doorway into your soul. Like recognize it. Like I am a Pleiadian being living in this human body. I love myself and my human vessel. How many of you have a hard time to accept your life? I love myself and my human vessel. I accept this life and claim this vessel as the vehicle for my divine higher self. I love you. You tell it to yourself. I love you. And I love my soul family who I know is listening to me right now. And I can do this life. I am in service in humanity. And you can continue this conversation as long as you want, or make it as short as you want. And that's how you converse with your soul. It's actually a really cool thing, and your soul hears you. Your soul family is up there, and they want to make that connection. They don't want to fight with the ego in the body. They want to cooperate together. Of course, when your ego feeling safer, it feels more like, okay, let's embrace the soul. Let's see what this is all about. Can we learn? Can we progress? Can we learn about this healing? Can we explore about this telepathic abilities? Like, it would be really cool. I imagine when your ego is not afraid, your mind actually opens to all this most amazing, mind-blowing knowledge out there. And you can do what you always dream about to do. Now, the last exercise is about finding your soul symbol. Now, finding your soul symbol is from the Pleiadian Code 1, the Great Soul Rescue. It's a really important part, I think, of our life. Now, let me quickly go into a short story. When our energy was fully open, when we were connected to all knowledge, which was somewhere until most likely 15th century after the counting, the witch trials, as you can read in the book, really broke us down, and it almost destroyed our soul. The soul cannot be destroyed, but it can be greatly distorted in this almost, I guess, what we can compare to very big psychological issues what you would have in the body. So it can be greatly distorted. And that was happening to us. We could not win the fight between the light and the dark. And we didn't realize, I think, for a long time that there's not really a fight between the light and the dark. There is a coexistence and accepting of one another. Anyway, we have closed our energy to protect ourselves and said ourselves, okay, we're gonna come at the most supportive times, which came after 2012. We had temporary close our energy, or we can say we have temporary caused a bigger amnesia to us. So we won't remember. We're gonna go plus minus 500 years of the very crazy unconscious lifetimes. I mean, crazy ones. To remind ourselves, we created a soul symbol. Soul symbol is something that is very unique to each of you. You may have the same soul symbols, but it must have a very unique feeling for you. It is a symbol that you have seen many times in your life. It can be triangle, square, circle, sun. It may be a complicated drawing. It may be something that resonates with you. And again, that has a lot of repetition for you. What we have done, we have taken our soul symbol and we have split the energy. Part of it we hid inside of the earth. That's what you call the Christ consciousness hidden within the earth. We have hidden our knowledge inside of the earth that we will find it, and we have hidden another part of the knowledge with our higher self. To regain your knowledge and combine it together, you need your soul symbol. You may not find it exactly today, but once you put your mind into it, you will find it. I'll do it with every soul healing group I'm doing, and by the end of it, I think everyone found a day soul symbol, maybe except of the one or two people, but I would say everybody found a soul symbol. Soul symbol will become like your power tool for this life to help you to cultivate your energy and help you really bring these pieces to you. And of course, a lot of healing is needed to incorporate with that as well. So you set out your intention that you would like to know what is your soul symbol. How does the soul really talks to you, and your ego remembers the symbol as well. And there's going to be this repetition, or you walk somewhere, you have this aha moment like, oh my God, that's what it is. I heard from the people like walking to the museum, seeing the painting on the wall. There was this specific geometric shape there. I was like, oh my God, that's what it is. Or somebody walked to the market and there was a pendant with a symbol on it. And they knew that is the symbol. It almost comes like this, somebody bang you in the hand and they go like, oh, that's what it is. So those are the aha moments. To working with your soul symbol, you want to build a safe nest for your ego. That's what we were already doing, finding that safe nest, feeling the safe, so it doesn't freak out. Because when you find your soul symbol, naturally, the more of your knowledge will be coming. You start using the knowledge to cultivate your abilities. What does the ego gonna do? It's gonna freak out because it says, do you remember when they killed us? When you remember when you were the witch and they put you on the stag, and how painful it was and what the horrible things they have done to you? I don't want you, honey, to experience that again. Versus you go like, bring it on with the whole full power. I'm ready for it. The ego goes like, oh my God, headache. So you build a safeness from the ego and you learn to communicate with your ego. Then you meditate, allow to find a quiet practice to do so. Whenever it's the quiet meditation or the walking meditation, because I know that some of you have a hard time to just sit in one place and meditate. So go for the walk, wash the dishes. I mean, one of my profound moments I actually had by the washing dishes, because I love the running of the water. Nobody ever disturbs me because nobody wants to wash dishes in our family. And I just like that water kind of feeling. So it may be very different for each of us, but that you find your place that suits you and that quiets your mind. And you may, think of that connection between your God, between the God, the oneness, and your soul family, these extraterrestrials, and so much on. Are you afraid of them? Do you feel abandoned? Do you feel grudge? Are you angry? Are you frustrated? And have those talks and let it go. It doesn't serve you any good holding it inside. Now, once you feel ready, here goes the last exercise again from the Pleiadian code, the Great Soul Rescue. You will sort of make the decision that you are done with suffering. I'm done with suffering. I found my symbol. I'm not gonna, go through it that they killed me in the 1400, or that I was abandoned here after the end of the Atlantis, or that I was the part of making the human experiments, or they made the experiments on me. Like, how long I'm gonna hold that grudge and suffer and suffer and suffer? I'm done. You go on the review of your life and be honest with yourself. Really honestly see what worked and what did not work. And if you need, forgive yourself and the others. Accept yourself and give yourself love. Everything that have happened to create a strong foundation for the next chapter of your life, for this new decade that you are opening. You have learned a lot in this lifetime, and you have learned a lot in the past lives as well. So you are ready for it. Oh, love every moment of your life. Now, when you are ready for this, incorporating the symbol back in your energy, you put your one hand, doesn't matter if it's left or the right, on your third chakra, another one on your fifth chakra. And you will say these words and you will feel them. Now, again, the words are just words. You want to vary them. You want to say them in a different way. That's fine. There's no rules that only these words have to be the words. That's not true. But something in that meaning, the third chakra, I live the truth. And when you say it, you feel it vibrating and you really take it in. I live the truth, like I am a living embodiment of the truth. Whatever I do with honesty and integrity. I don't lie, I don't cheat, I do the things good way. So to me, that means I live the truth. Then, fifth chakra, I speak the truth. Because if I'm a living embodiment of this truth, then I cannot lie. I have to speak out the truth, even if it's not comfortable. So I speak the truth. And then it comes to the fourth chakra, I am the truth. Because that really brings it all in, and I am this living embodiment of the truth. That means that I can speak the truth, I can see the truth, I can embody the truth, and I see it everywhere around me. Now I will exchange my hands, and of course you do it quickly without my big talk. And again, I live the truth. Third chakra, I speak the truth. I am the truth. Then you put your hands on your heart, and you imagine, you just like breathe this symbol in. It comes from your higher self, from the universe. It comes from the earth, and really combine itself within your fourth chakra, because your soul is the most responsible with this kind of the energy. Ego will think how it can manipulate with it. So we let the soul be the boss in this one. Take a deep breath in and out. If you hear the snoring, as my dog on the sofa. And you deeply again breathe it in and out in your aura. And you can do it several times. Really embody your symbol in and breathe it out. And one symbol is one with you. Then when you meditate, that symbol is like opening doors. It opens the door to many, many places to you. Of course, it goes in a increasements of the energy, and nothing can be received at one time, because it would overwhelm us, every single one of us. If you know the truth to everything, you'd be like, what do I do with it? And it may be overwhelming. So those are the exercises for the January. When I wrote it down, make my little notes, I thought it's kind of little, but looking at it, and I'm talking for about an hour, it seems a lot. But I'm very excited to share this with you, because this is a year of doing. Abundance doesn't fall in your lap. If it does, it's just a short-lasted abundance that was created with some kind of the shortcut. It's not going to last, and it's going to turn into a negative abundance. Lots of sadness and the pains and unhappiness and questioning, why is this happening to me? So let's avoid these little words like, why is this happening to me? And let's go into, let's be the doers. Let's manifest this positive abundance, and let's do it. Let's grow together this year. So each one of you can go and spread this among the others. Let's plant the seeds. That is what is much, much better by the end of this decade. Then we step into it. And it's not bad in the 2020. I know there are a lot of problems around the world, but it's not bad. We still have peace in the majority of the places. Let's keep it that way. Let's grow and let's accept the soul and the ego so you can live happily in this body until it's time to go home. Now, as a very, very last thing, find your happy song. Doesn't matter what the kind of the song it is, as long as it makes you happy. Play it often, sing it often, because when you are happy, it resonates within yourself. And when you learn that these songs really lift you up, and then when you have this day when the things don't go really well and that ego is torturing you, then play your song, remind yourself, hey, we can feel happy, and this is how happiness feels. So let's become this happy star seeds and find your song. It makes life better. All right. So I love you. You guys have a fantastic January. And in the February, we will talk about it more. What does it mean to be the living temple of the truth? So I hope you enjoy it. You can leave your comments below. If you like my work, please subscribe and share it with the others. I greatly appreciate it. I thank you. And I'm wishing you a fantastic January and happy 2020.